Hi guys, welcome back to Burning Fat with Rory Bratt. So today's episode is all about 5 strategies that you can use to help you lose weight in this lockdown. I recorded this podcast with Alistair Fitness. It's so great to get a chance to talk to him about how he coaches his clients and how I coach my clients. So stay tuned and listen up. Remember guys, if you can, please subscribe. That will really help the channel. My goal is the next couple of months is to get to 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Please, can you try and make that happen? And I'll see you soon.
Sweet. Okay, today we have on Burn Fat with Rory Bratt. Today, we're going to talk about fat loss and the 5 best ways that will help us instead of losing fat and body fat. So, go on. First tip, would you say fat loss?
Oh, fat loss. So, I reckon. So obviously, people have this notion, don't they, that burning fat is a quick thing, but obviously it isn't. At the end of the day, I mean, you can lose it, but is it sustainable enough? So, if by it, obviously, the first bit I'll do is they need to get a coach that knows what they're doing. I think that is the biggest thing. Thing. I think they need to educate themselves first. I think that's the biggest thing that people think is they rely on these plans when, plans are not really the ideal thing. You need to be coached. Yeah. So I think that is biggest one. So that's why people come to obviously us at the end of the day is that they need someone to hold them accountable as such. And you need that from a coach. So.
Good. Yeah, I do believe that having a coach to educate you as much as possible to get you in the right step is so true. But you've got to find the right coach for yourself. It's like speed dating, basically.
Exactly. Yes.
If you haven't got the right coach, then you need to find the right one that suits you. There can be a coach that you enjoys being shouted at, or it might be someone who you don't like being shouted at, and educating more. There's personal trainers down every single road, so you just got to find the best one. I think personally, let's go for my one.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I think 100% as well. Okay, when you said about speed dating, it's 100% true, because if you think about it, you wouldn't go on a date with someone you don't find attractive or you don't find interesting. So in a sense, that if you get a coach and you don't like them, you don't like how they look, and you don't like what their ethos about, then why would you go with them? Again, that's why I think it's important that especially main coaches as well should have some sort of free trial week, obviously, because then they get to find out you, and then they get to see if they're what you're looking for, and if you're not, don't invest in them. Simple as that.
Yeah,
I think you've got to talk from the same language. You've got to talk from the same book.
Yeah, definitely. I personally think the best way is to be consistent. The first tip I would say, being consistent on a plan, because you can
100%.
plan for 3 days and it'd be great, and then you could be potentially following something that won't suit you in the long run, but it's just right now it's easy, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I think, to be fair, actually, consistency is probably I think they definitely, they're my top 2, consistency, because obviously you can't, it's like trying to drive a car. If you've never driven a car before, you're not going to go, oh, hold on, give me 3 days and I'll be able to drive a car, I'll be able to rally around, I'll be able to be, basically a police driver because I've driven 3 days. But people don't think like that. But for fat loss, they think that's the way forward. Oh, don't worry, I can do it in 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. I'll lose my 2 stone and be able to keep it off. And obviously, 2 weeks down the line, they're back to square one, eating shit tons, and then going obviously and putting all that weight back on. So, 100% consistency.
Yeah.
Finding something they can be consistent with as well. That's the big thing. I mean, I wouldn't stick to, if you end up going on some of these plans are 800 calories a day, 100%, I would not stick to that. But you've competed though, haven't you? So you've experienced that sort of low level sort of stuff. So how do you find that?
See, when you're in the goal of mindset of trying to lose as much body fat as possible, you start to get into that mindset of I need to dig deeper, and you'll be like, okay, I can lower my calories a little bit more. I can do it. And the thing is, what I learned is you can do all this stuff, and it's fantastic, but in the long run, you're not capable to be consistent on it, and like the rebound is incredible. You've got to have a plan, or you 100% it's not going to work. And that's what I found out is once you finish, it's like, okay, what do I do now? And you think, oh, what food should I eat? It puts a proper spin on it. You think, okay, what's the next step? But no, if you're looking to compete, it's making sure you have a coach and understand why you're doing it, instead of just like, oh, I just want to, jump on stage. So
exactly. I think that's where people go wrong as well. Is you stepping on stage is completely different to Sally down the road who's got 2 kids, 46, and got a 9 to 5 job. She doesn't want to go and step on stage, but because she has this notion that they get shredded, they end up being it's the same correlation of what they need to do, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
no, that's
totally two different.
Yeah, it's your outcome of your goal, really.
100%, and I think that's where in the fitness industry it's different at the moment, isn't it? Obviously, people differentiate in being on stage, which is technically like a full-time job. That's not something you can do. Sally, who's got 9 to 5 jobs, 2 kids, and a husband to cook for. It's not like that. It's not going to be her sort of prerogative to aim for that. Whereas, she's looking to just feel better and be more confident. So I think that is the biggest leeway that people need to look at in the fitness industry, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, can you hear me? I can hear you now. It's all right, it's all good.
Mate. You froze a little bit there.
Decent. Right, what would you say number 3 is then? Your number 2. What would be your number 2?
My under 2 is understanding that every single diet works, but the main goal is to be in a calorie deficit.
Yes.
Not
nice. Like that. Okay. Yeah.
It's understanding that any diet works. You've just got to understand you've got to burn more calories than you're eating, or eat less calories than you're burning. There's so many people you talk to and think, oh, this diet's perfect for me. This diet's perfect for me. Yeah, but are you losing body fat? Are you losing weight from it?
Yeah, I
very quickly.
100%. I think it's down to people as well, just understanding that all diets are going to work, but it all comes down to the same principle. It doesn't matter how it's all dressed up and how it all looks very pretty from the outside. At the end of the day, it's like you could go and have a Brussels sprout, and you could dress that up and put chocolate around it. You can put strawberry coating around it, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a Brussels sprout inside or out. At the end of the day, and I think that's where people, I just came up with that analogy, by the way, so it's just the quickest thing I've come to. No one likes Brussels sprouts today, so.
Love it.
But yeah, and I think it's very true, obviously, what you say, like every diet is going to work, but it's how people have dressed it up, and then people believe that, this is the way forward, this way is the way forward. But essentially, if people want to go low carb and want to be that sort of person, then they can go and do that. But as long as they have that understanding, it's not carbs that are the problem. It's because obviously they're consuming less calories. And as soon as they get that, woo!
Yeah.
Mind blown.
It's just educating them. That's the one thing you've just got to understand, is educating your client as much as possible. And showing them that you can do this diet if you want to. But it comes back to, tip number 1, really. Can you be consistent with it?
100%. 100%. It's got to be, I think it's so as well, it's got to be something you can stick to. At the end of the day, like if you're looking at something and you're, it's like people want to run a marathon. Like for you, you might go, yes, that is for me. And then if I might look at it and go, oh, that's not for me. People don't go and do it. So this is why, all because someone sees a diet that someone's doing well at or they enjoy, does not mean you should go and betray and go and do that. If that's not for you, it's not for you at the end of the day. Go and find something that is for you. So I think that's the one thing. I disagree, obviously, with all these fad diets that are out there, but fine. If that's the thing that gets you motivated, if you can stick to it, then fair enough. But if you're more someone that wants to enjoy life, that wants to have a bit more of a flexibility, then understand, acknowledge yourself that, you've just got to eat less calories and be in a calorie deficit at the end of the day. And then job's done as such, as long as you can stick. But then it comes back down to your number one, which is obviously consistency. Stick to that calorie deficit. So,
okay, what would be your third?
100%.
What would be your third?
Third, get yourself around a group of people that want to have the same vision as you, or be on the same journey as you as such. So obviously it might be at different levels, but get people, surround yourself. That's the biggest thing that I found. Like when I was doing, a lot of PT, my heart wasn't in it as such, because like it's all well and me being like really motivated, but when I got people in a group environment, the change is like madness. I've been reading the book. I don't know if you've read it, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Oh yeah, I've read that book. It's a good book.
Unreal. Honestly, I absolutely love it. I think, when you coach yourself, like, and the one thing that I did towards the end of when I did one-to-one PT, but now obviously I do more group. Yeah. But like, the one thing I did with like one-to-one is like get people in a Facebook group. So even though they're one-to-one with me, but I've got me in a Facebook group, and even that just sparked a little bit of interest. People were like, you're that, wicked. Oh, were you feeling that? Oh, I was feeling that too. And then that just makes it a little bit more easy, because then you've got people, rather than obviously just aspiring to be obviously your trainer or aspiring to be someone that's already there, you've got some people that are already at different levels or below you, and you can feel that sort of benefit, if anything, and you get that more of a buzz rather than just being, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want to look like that, I want to be like them. So I think massively, group, be surrounded by people that are in the same sort of mindset as you.
Yeah, definitely. That book helps so much as well. It like diverts you into like what I should be doing and how to create habits and routines. It's good. I love it. I always say to my clients, read this book. It's fantastic.
100%. 100%. Honestly, like that James Clear, I'm literally about halfway through the book now, the James Clear Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
And everything I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I'm going to jot down some notes on that one. Oh, I'm going to like that. I like that. But 100%, I think it's mad. I think that book, like, I've read, obviously, this year I'm on my 6th book now, and this by far is crazy.
Oh, no.
By far.
That's great. I would say for my third is creating daily, like as we just said, daily habits and routines, like making sure if you've got a morning routine, so it might be just when you wake up, have a drink of water, weigh yourself or something like that, or meditate or read, and then an evening routine, sort of bedtime is 10 o'clock, unwind at 9 o'clock, make sure, having a shower before bed. So it's just trying to make sure there's routines, which when motivation
definitely
isn't there, and it's more discipline, as they say. I personally think
100%. 100%. That's what they said about the whole in like Atomic Habits, and it said about it goes off of a bit like what you're surrounded by, and obviously from your routines that you do. Obviously, if you're a bit more of a free spirit, then obviously you tend to not stick to as much. But when you have some sort of routine that you do for yourself, but also for the benefit of obviously what you need to do per day, then you watch your habits obviously change, watch your routines change, watch your discipline change, and watch how you grow in a sense of obviously just, not having a routine. I'll tell you what, I've only just started making my bed. So make my bed. And I've done that now for a week solid. Like, something that I always was so confused about. I never understood. Like, I remember my mum was like, every time before I went to school, she'd be like, "What? Why have you not done your bed?" And I was like, "Why do I need to? I'm going to get back into it later on." But now understanding that, like, if I make it every day, I've now gotten a routine, and that's a good habit to have, and it looks neat, it looks tidy, and it shows discipline. And now I understand. It's weird, but obviously I don't think she did it for that reason. I thought she just did it because I was being, lazy. But but now, on a perspective of like being routine and discipline, 100%, I get it. So,
what
would you say? Oh, go on.
So, what would be your fourth then?
Sorry, you just cracked up there.
What would be your fourth?
What would be my fourth? Ooh, still enjoy the foods you love. I think that's a big thing. That I have a massive hot topic. I literally, do you know what? I've had a couple of messages the other day, and there's a couple of people that I used to play football with and stuff, and they were like, "What do you mean? Like you can still eat the foods you love and still lose weight?" And I was like, "Look, I guarantee you now that whatever I eat currently, you'll be eating. What you think is currently bad, I'm currently eating right now." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Look, at the end of the day, like KFC did not get you overweight. McDonald's did not get you overweight. Pizza did not get you overweight. What did was an overconsumption of it. Because at the end of the day, I still enjoy pizza. I had a pizza on, Tuesday? I had a pizza on Tuesday. I had a KFC on Saturday. And some people would think, oh, that's a bad habit to be in. Or, sorry, a bad diet that you're portraying here. But at the end of the day, that fits around my calories. That fits around, obviously, because I know that. Because, obviously, I track it and I make sure I manage it. And if I know, obviously, once that's tracked, and plus I don't have a bad relationship with it either. I'm not going to call it bad foods or anything. I just call it that it's a nice treat meal that I know I can afford. And if I do go over my calories, I go, right, okay, don't worry. I'll make sure I spend less tomorrow. Or I'll make sure the next couple of days I take it off. And I think this is like a negative mindset that obviously people do get, especially when they're looking for sustainable weight loss, is that they're so, oh, this is bad, rather than just being, look, that's probably not the best option to go for, but it's okay to have it if I do have it. And I think that's a better mindset switch than rather than just labelling everything as bad, because obviously we all have like childlike mentalities where we go, look, you can't have that, and you go, no, I want it even more. So, and I think the more you do that, the more you're going to, end up with just craving it more and binging it more. So I think slow and steady. I'll tell you what I did with one client. I'll tell you what, they were really like hooked on what was it called? Like the brownie bites you get.
Oh yeah.
Literally like hooked. They'd have like every single day, like the whole pack. I said, look, don't cut them out. I just want you to just cut. So they literally had them. I think it was like 6 days a week. So I ain't like mad. And I said, look, whoa. Don't cut them all out. And they're like, oh. And I was like, look, just cut down one. Just cut down one a week. So you go from obviously doing 6 a week to 5 a week. Yeah. And they're like, what? Okay, all right. And when we slowly got it out, it was like 12 weeks down the line, they're now only eating one brownie box throughout the week. So not only are they saving money, but they're still eating brownies and still losing weight. Yeah. Bang! And then I think that is more sustainable than cutting everything out and then realising you're going to go and want it back even more. So
true. That is a good way. Takes a long time though to get someone wading them around that though.
Oh, honestly, yeah, it was an absolute nightmare, but it was worth it in the end. They saw it in the end, but at the time they were just like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I'm not, I thought you were meant to be a personal trainer, and I was like, "I am. Just wait." And that comes down to consistency as well, doesn't it? So
that's it.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 would be find something that you enjoy training wise. So,
that's going to be my 5th one. That's going to be my 5th one.
I think that's a good one. If you enjoy the
100%
doing, you'll stick at it more and you'll have that motivation to do it. Instead of, if it's something you hate, it could be like 1,000 burpees or something like that, or just a CrossFit style, and doing that, you might not enjoy it and you won't have that motivation to turn up, say, every morning to do that workout. So I personally think stick to something you enjoy, training-wise.
Yes. 100%. 110%. That was going to be my 5th one anyway, so you beat me to that one. But yeah, 100%. I don't. Again, like the whole James Clear Atomic Habits, where he talks about, you know, focus on your systems, not your outcomes, and you know, and obviously, you know, and he spoke about that. Obviously, the British cycling team, you know, they haven't won anything for like 50 years or something like that. Then that Brad comes in, and all we did was change their simple habits every day. So instead of them training the stuff that they didn't enjoy, they trained the stuff that they did enjoy and that they were good at, so they can work on that and then be pros at that. But then also still obviously focusing on the stuff they need to be, but it's all about being 1% better every day. And it all came down to enjoying the stuff that he liked doing rather than doing the stuff that he didn't enjoy doing. But it's all about obviously being 1% better every day, and it was all about little small habits. But yeah, when you speak about that, it's all about changing your system. Like, why would you do that? It's like, you know, well, I hear a lot of people go, you know, oh, you know, I need to run for fat loss, and it's like, you don't need to do that. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah,
like,
so true.
And you know, if you enjoy CrossFit, do CrossFit. If you enjoy doing yoga, do yoga. If you enjoy doing a mix of things, I did a posting actually a couple months ago, and do you know what? It was actually quite thick. I did it on Facebook, and I had one of my clients come to me a couple of days afterwards and said, look, I'm going to drop down to doing like 2 classes a week. And I went, okay, all right. She was like, oh, because I watched your post the other day, and I actually really enjoy doing skiing. So I've just signed up to do like indoor skiing. I went, good. Like, she was like, oh, I thought it was going to be a bit more awkward conversation than that. And I was like, no. At the end of the day, like, she was coming to me 4 times a week, and I said, look, if you're not enjoying this 4 times a week, don't do 4 times a week. I'm not going to come here and whack your money out. Like, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. And you know, then she came down to twice a week, so now she's enjoying 2 lots of skiing. Well, obviously can't do skiing at the moment because and obviously not my classes. Well, she's doing a Zoom, but like, and this is the thing. Like, I get people, you know. And people think that, you know, why are you doing that? Like, isn't that bad for you? And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, as long as everyone's happy and they can get a good, sustainable thing out of it, then they should. And I think, you know, I'm not going to be the one to hold them back. If anything, I should want them to realise that what they're potentially doing right now is wrong and could be detrimental to them in 6, 8, 12 months' time. So,
no, that's so true. So true. Any training, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
Exactly. So go on, what's your 5th one? Because I've got to think of one now.
5th one, I would say, well, you said it earlier with support, but I would say is setting small targets each week to build small wins. Because if you start having small wins, the motivation starts to increase. You start to see more results. So it all is definitely so important. It's setting yourself up for small wins, I think, for success.
Definitely. That, to be fair, you just nicked that. I was going to say it's daily habits. So that's technically the same thing. So, but yeah, 100%. I think that's, you know, got to be achievable. Especially like that was for me when I first came into business. Was like thinking I need to do everything under the world straight away. But you know, it's like dividing down into what you really want, and then obviously making sure it's it's sustainable. And yeah, like when you say obviously like little wins, because everyone wants that gratification, you know, when you chuck up, and people say that, you know, oh, I don't want gratification, I'm quite happy to working thing. I'm like, look, on Facebook, I guarantee you, when you chuck a post out, you wanted some likes. Let's go, come on. And then they're like, well, yeah, okay, good point. And it's exactly, and that's what it is, and that's why essentially putting in like little daily habits that are achievable because you do them in a day. Because I've got my little ones set up on the wall, and my daily habits just for myself is floss every day. It's the 7 pull-ups a day, 1 chapter a day, 3 litres of water a day, and then 10 to 20 minutes of flexibility per day. And that's a new one, that flexibility. Obviously, I make my bed. I haven't written down what I've done yet. But
yeah. No, that's good.
But again, I didn't chuck them all in at once. Like, the flossing came first.
Yeah.
Then it was the chapter. Actually, no, I'm always pretty good with my water, but since one of my clients bought me this absolutely massive bottle, so people that obviously can't see this, but 3.4 litres of water. But the thing is, though, since she bought it since the start of lockdown for me, and every day, without fail, I've had 3.4 litres of water.
Fantastic.
And that's mad. Like, it's such a simple such a simple little thing that is a bottle. It is literally just a bottle. It just says like 7 a.m. Good morning, 9 a.m. Do it for yourself. 11 a.m. And I'm like, oh crap, am I behind? So like, at the moment, I'm an hour behind. Oh, hang on. Yeah, about an hour and a half behind. But that's like, but I'll focus on that and go, right, okay, I need to make sure I get my bottle and make sure I drink it.
Yeah.
And it's a simple win every day. I'm like, oh yeah, I've hit that target. Woo! So, and I think that is massive. I think that's when it's massive. Like, people focus on too many big outcomes rather than, you know, especially when it comes to like, oh, I want to lose 2 stone. All right, let's just focus on the first £1 first. And I think that'd be more, what would it be called? It's more gratification. Is it gratification? Gratification?
It's just setting yourself up for small wins that will help you boost your motivation, really.
100%. Yeah, that's it. That sounds better. That sounds better.
No, it's good. So there's 5 tips that would help you with fat loss.
Have a load of that. Smashing.
No worries. Thank you for coming on. So where can everyone find you on Facebook and Instagram?
Wicked. Yes, definitely. I saw you just cracked up there. You were in a little bit slow, so I was like, I couldn't hear you.
So thank you for coming on. Where can they find you on Facebook and Instagram for social media?
So my Instagram is again, my mum's killed me with a long name, so I do apologise. But if you probably go on Rory's and then if you just go on his follow, you know, he's not following me. No, checking. But yeah, it's Alistair, ALASTAIRS. So Alistair's Fitness. And then I have to work out then, geez, because I only changed it about 2 weeks ago, so I have to make sure I've got the right thing. Oh, jeez.
All right.
Cheers, Rory.
No worries. Thank you for doing that.
Hey, it's Ledge.